And just to hear myself say that I've been, that's crazy, right? I mean, I sound selfish. As if you haven't been with me through this entire thing. And every time I think about it, my heart gets to racing, my throat gets tired of clenching to fight back these tears, wondering that maybe in the midst of this place, here's I'm talking back and forth with you, communicating, praying, and worshiping all my spirit and truth. I don't know, maybe you show up. But we all know it's through the Spirit, right? And that's how you operate in this realm. We know you never actually...
Show up?
Wait. This is... Look, I know how to fight, all right?
Please tell me you are tired of fighting.
Listen, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, my door was closed. I mean, you came through the wall. I mean, I don't know what this is. Look, just, please don't make me do something I both know we won't like, all right?
Something like what? Hit me with the same bat that your father used to teach you how to hit a curveball? Yeah, take a real good look at it. You might not remember how it looks, because you haven't touched that bat since the day that he left. But I remember, it was Tuesday, 5 p.m., your mom had just got home, your dad was walking down the steps, and you were sitting on the couch eating a bowl of seafood salad and Dijon mustard. Yeah, that was the day that your heart turned cold and you shut everybody out.
How could you know?
Oh, please. There are a lot of things that I've had to endure with you since that moment.
Endure? Then why not stop them instead of permitting them to happen to me?
You see, the way our relationship was set up, you were only seeking me on occasions, birthdays, holidays, when someone in your family died, but we never had that intimate relationship that I longed for.
Wow.
Relationship? So let me get this straight. You call that love? Allow me to go through time after time just so where you can get close? Please tell me that's not the point you're trying to prove here.
No, that's not the point I'm trying to prove here. You see, my love is perfect. And the way that I set it up for you was perfect. I gave you a brook to drink from. I gave you shepherds after my own heart. I gave you a community of people where you could be encouraged. I mean, don't you remember how your pastors counseled you? How they sent you text messages? How they took the time out to get to know you? Or don't you remember how your leaders lent a listening ear, or how they stood at the altar after church and prayed with you? You see, that was all surface level. But what you couldn't see was behind the scenes, your pastors and your leaders were praying for you and warring in the spirit. And as a matter of fact, I don't remember a time that I didn't hear from your pastors as they were seeking my counsel to lovingly push you into the destiny that I had for you, my son. Those things that are in your heart are lying to you. And I am here to tell you the truth.
You know, one thing that you said that I can probably sort of kind of agree on is that, yeah, okay, they're prayers. I felt that, all right? I know the prayers are there for me. But did they put food in my stomach, food on my table, clothes on my back, shelter for me to live? All I ever wanted was peace, man.
And I understand your frustration. But you see, when my son died, he left that everlasting peace for you. And the way that I designed it, it was supposed to guard your heart and your mind as you lived through him. But you decided to live through your stresses and your worries, and you held on to those rather than the peace that you long for, the peace that I wanted to give you.
Come on.
You do understand that I'm a human, right? And I'm going to operate my flesh sometimes. I mean, that's just how it happens. I get your son, your son, his life. He gave his life, so I was supposed to renew my mind, strengthen my mind, think different. But everything you said, I mean, What is that supposed to mean to me? Huh?
It's supposed to mean that I can handle your anger. I can handle your frustration. I know the way that I designed you. And the way that I designed you was to live beyond the natural. I designed you to live in the supernatural. But you see, I needed you to bind your mind to the mind of Christ. And when I said that, that wasn't a cliche. That was a principle that I needed you to live by. So that you could understand that in this earth realm, everything that is unlocked by what you believe. You see, the things that you went through, those things I didn't send those things or even permit those things so that you could be angry at me. I let those things happen so that you could learn a different level of the magnitude of my nature. So that you could learn that my love would love you through it. That my love would never give up on you. And that my love would always understand you.
Wow. Yes, Lord.
I hear what you're saying. Your love, your grace, your mercy. But how was I supposed to know?
I tried to lead you to it by the things that I kept you from. I remember the conversations that we had.
Yeah, the conversations, right? You know, I gave you me. I gave you me down to the tears that I dreaded to release. And when I sat there in that room and we spoke, when I spoke, funny thing is, it seemed like all you did was listen. See, a conversation goes two ways. And in that room, where we spent time together, oh, how the room stayed silent.
You see, I remember it a little differently. The room didn't stay silent. Your heart was too crowded. You let the stresses, the worries, the fears talk louder than my voice, and I knew that you couldn't hear me, but in my love, in my mercy, and in my grace, I sent that message via email message, via Facebook meme. Yeah. You see, my love isn't outdated. I can keep up with the times. I even sent that message through the very shepherds that were watching over your soul, but you decided to take on that identity that I never ordained for you to have.
Okay. Point proven, right? But how about this? How about this flesh that you gave me? This same flesh that I gotta keep on a leash every time I step out this house, man. I'm human. I'm a man. It's hard.
My son, I have already made provisions for your flesh. Don't you know that? Do you remember the times that you asked me to provide a way of escape for you? And every time that you got into those situations where you thought that you would fall, my grace stepped in.
Amen.
And the phone calls, the last minute having to go somewhere or suddenly not being in the mood. I mean, you smooth, but you ain't that smooth.
What?
Mama.
I remember that.
So why has your countenance fallen? What's wrong?
It's just I know you heard me say it.
Say what?
Over and over again, I said it. Have your way. Have your way. Have your way. Have your way. Speaking words of freedom, but yet living in shackles. Finding comfort in things that defile this temple. Knowing that we have to share this house, this place. And even the nights when those bullets left those chambers and they shot at me from time to time. I just knew that I had to be hit. I knew that something had to pass by me. But somehow, as I checked myself, I checked my being, nothing hit me. Nothing passed this body. And I knew at that point in time, okay, we have things to complete, right? The nights when I tried to inflict pain upon myself, knowing that there was more for me to live for, but yet what? I tried to give myself the thing that you took away, pain. What? Smoking, drinking, sex, oh, I did it all. In the time when I sat there and I went through it, before I could finish what, you have somebody call, you have somebody text me, going through something so much worse. So much worse. Causing me to comfort them instead of focusing on the very thing that you caused me to shift my very perspective a piece away from. It was at that moment that I knew that not a day went by that you weren't. Not a day went by that I knew that you weren't standing there causing things to work out for my God. So what more do I have to say? What more do I have to do? What more do I have to give? I've given my flesh, but it seems like that's not enough. So, I'll give you me, okay? I'll give you me.
Praise God. Hallelujah.
Okay, I was like, how do I
Can you take a bow after that?